beat Fenton, I mean, it was guys got to stay off your back, and they did. Guys got to get a pin, and they did. It just, everything just fell into place with that, and the kids just did what they were told and did it with heart, and it just made all the difference in the world. Yeah. Yeah. Just getting the kids to make it be a part of their lifestyle, and not just something I do from late October to February. You know, I'm going to go to some camps. I'm going to do summer wrestling. I'm going to do spring wrestling, freestyle, Greco, whether it be any of that. I mean, that we have to start doing that here, and that's just something that hasn't been done. But hopefully, it's going to take over. We just need to carry it another step. Just pick it up another notch, and get kids that want to be wrestlers. And we want to get, you know, we got 15, 20, 30 kids wrestling in the spring. So many more wrestling in the summer, and living the lifestyle, if you will. You know, just that's what they do. They wrestle. Courage, for sure. Not afraid to fail. Cannot be afraid to take your lumps and learn from them. Determination to go out there and you know, give it everything you got all the time, but give everything you got in the best fashion you can. You know, practice makes perfect, but perfect practice really makes perfect. So what we're trying to reiterate to them was determination, not just, you know, what were you doing when I turned my back? You know, how determined were you to get better? Were you determined because I was looking at you, or I was instructing you, or were you determined because you wanted to be determined? So I think determination, and then I think overall, just a commitment to the program of wanting I like to say thanks to our seniors too, because Juan wasn't a freshman wrestler, Alberto wasn't a freshman wrestler. They both came in as sophomores. Eddie wasn't a freshman wrestler his first year. But JJ and Chris, when they first started, you know, I'm trying to think back to what year that was. That would have been 06. You know, I think we had the regional here with Albert White and some other guys wrestling there, Jerome Ward and those guys. And just thinking about that team, and now obviously with the multiplier things have changed a little bit, but just thinking, man, I hope we can get 3 guys to the sectional, and I hope we can get, you know, I hope we can get a couple wins today. And now we're at the point, and again, there's no doubt that having 3 classes has changed it, but that's the hand we're dealt, and that's where we're at. And now we're at the point where we have 6 guys going for 3rd place or better, ready to go to state. Didn't have the greatest round ever, but we're right there on that level. And a tribute to those guys for sticking it out and making the program better. You know, JJ's a guy that first 2 years, I don't think he won very many matches at all. And then, you know, by the time he rolled around to his senior year, you know, last year he was a sectional qualifier. And this year, he came through in a lot of big matches for us. So a thank you to those guys. I'm going to start hopefully here in the spring. We've still got to measure it out, but maybe a freestyle or a Greco club. We're going to join over at LT and go with them, or at Oak Park. It takes a commitment from the parents too, because especially for the younger ones, they need rides. It's going to cost a little bit of money. It's usually pretty nominal, but still going to add up to probably a couple $100 to do this stuff in the off season. Commitment from them to come watch. It always helps when the parents are there watching. And to take an interest in it. I think the more interest a parent has and can be there to support or give a little kick in the butt to when the kid needs it, it's going to make it that much greater. I mean, I've had some kids over the years in different sports that had some major talent, but you could tell the family, whether it be they're working, they're just not involved, whatever the case might be, for the right reasons, sometimes the wrong reasons, they weren't involved, and you could see that in the kid, and there might have been something a little bit missing. I think parent involvement is gigantic.
You should have a game plan no matter who you're wrestling. You should have a go-to move. After your go-to move, if that doesn't work, what are you going to go to next? And you should visualize this, and you should have a game plan going into every match, because wrestling matches happen at such a fast pace that you don't have time to think about what you need to be doing. If you stop to think, you're on your back or you're getting taken down. So thinking it through beforehand makes it instinctual, and you don't have to think, you just react. Watching video is equally as important, because you really get to see what you did wrong. I could, as a coach, sit there and tell the wrestler what they did wrong, but until they could actually see it, also being able to scout your opponents, from the opposite side of, not just watching yourself wrestling, but watching your opponents, seeing how they set up moves, seeing what their weaknesses are. These are all things, this is all part of the mental aspect of wrestling that help you prepare for a match before you even step onto the mat. Dedication. And when I say dedication, it's kind of vague, but it encompasses everything. It encompasses hard work. It encompasses thinking about wrestling even when you're not at practice. It involves thinking about your opponents. It involves eating right, not just during season, but in the off season, and every day, how can you make yourself a better wrestler? It's the same as in life, with anything in life. You have to basically, each day you wake up, you have to try and do something that's going to improve you as a wrestler, or whatever it is you're trying to do in life.
certainly to the juniors, you're a senior already, and those guys know that they're now the leaders of the team. And, you know, a couple of them already were with John and Keegan being captains last year. But it's their turn. This is it. You have nothing to lose. You have nothing to. Can't say next year, because this is it. This is your next year, and those you got to put in the time, and they are, whether they want to or not. They're putting in the time right now. But no, they understand what's got to be done, and I'm sure being so close to what your goal is, and not getting it is gonna make that difference and putting them over the edge.
Hey, hey!